can't just leave a painting just like this. So you need to put some color. And if you put the right colors in, you will create a masterpiece that's worth more than 3.3 billion USD for Mona Lisa like this. But if you put the wrong colors in it, do you think that it'll be worth 3.3 billion USD? No. So let me guide you on how you can color your painting right. I'll share three simple steps that you can enhance your presentations for your future, for your company, or even your personal life. So before we go straight into the steps, let's see with a virtual raise of hands, how many of you have ever sat on a presentation looking at a slide like this? A crowded or a mismatching colors in a slide that you feel so bored you almost felt asleep. Probably you felt asleep. And secondly, don't raise your hands for this, but raise your hands in your heart if you are guilty of creating such a slide. I see some hands going up in your hearts, but you don't want to show it. So, first step is if you're going to do a masterpiece, first thing is you need to keep it simple. So, when I say keep it simple, first thing is have colors that are complementing each other. A bright color with a light color goes well in well. But if you have a yellow background with yellow fonts in it, no one can see anything. So if you are used to using a color wheel, I would advise
Excuse
you
me,
can do so.
Chinta.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think the slides are not shifting in our for us.
Is it? Or is
Yes.
it? It's
Chinta, you're sharing the wrong screen, no Chinta.
all right. Okay. Done.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we can see.
Right. Okay. It's shifting now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So using complementing colors would enhance the message that you want to show. Next, I know I put Arial here, but don't worry, Arial is not sponsoring me for putting their name here. So keep a font that is quite basic so that it's not too, overly complex that, if you have a big audience and a big screen, sometimes Gothic fonts or, cursive fonts tend to, mislead other people. So keep it simple, keep to a nice font like Arial or Times New Roman. Something simple does go a long way. Then we always have this thing called a pointer or a slide shifter. But do you really need to make your slides so complex that you need laser precision, the laser pointer to show that this is the point that you want to show? No. Keep it very simple that even small children, when they see your slide, would understand the message. Step two is keep it clean. We have this saying in presentations called less is more. So, what is less is more? So, I want you to put your hands up. The next slide, when I shift it, two. I'll have two slides which have black dots on the screen. So I want you to put your hand up when you see when you can count all the dots in the screen. Are you ready? 20 seconds and still some hands haven't come up. Okay, I'm going to stop at 30. All right. Okay, put your hands down. I'll put the next slide in 3, 2, 1. 6 seconds, all hands go up. So what happened there? When you saw the first slide, your brain actually used 800% more energy to count the numbers, count the dots on the screen. Your brain was working overtime. Oh my God, so hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the next slide, your brain was like, very easy. Okay, it's 4. So when you saw this slide, your brain went, oh. When this slide came up, your brain went, ah. Right? So don't create slides that your brain goes, oh. Create slides that your brain goes, oh. That's keeping it simple. So 6 seems to be the best number of points that you should put into your slide. So don't overcrowd it. Add a more slide if need be. Then I know everyone saw yes. I know everyone saw this, but did you see no one saw this? Men in the house. I know you've been listening to this from your girlfriend's wife all the while, you know, women say size doesn't matter, but it obviously does, right? So no one saw the small one. So men and women, don't lie to the men. Size does matter. So when you're putting text onto your slide, please put it in a size that's visible to all. Usually the topic is the one that's, all the templates have the biggest, but the thing is, topic is not the most important thing sometimes in a slide. So if you have the topic as the biggest, make sure with the animation or when the slide is moving on, remove the topic and give the emphasis to the point that you want there to be. Step 3, this is the most important step of all 3. You were always, you are, and you will always be the presentation. The slides are just your visual aid. I'll tell it again. You are, and you will always be the presentation. The slides are just your visual aid. It will only add to the message that you want to say. Don't think by putting up everything you want to say into the slide and reading out from the slide makes any value. No, because in presentations we have this saying called 1 + 1 = 0. If you are reading out everything on the slide, the listeners, the participants, what they get is 0, right? So remember, you are the presentation. You will always be the presentation. With that, paint your Mona Lisa with the right colors, and you will make a masterpiece of your own. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Achinta, for your speech. That is very enlightening. Unfortunately, in a speech about presentation, the presentation went wrong. But it's okay. We got the message and we saw the next few consecutive slides on the left-hand side. Okay, so next up we have a Toastmaster from Butterworth who will be delivering her speech. KKC, would you like to brief the evaluator on the requirements of this topic?
Okay.
Yes.
The speaker Shweta is on innovative planning and the evaluator for this Chaturanga. Chaturanga, would you like?
Yes, I will. Okay. Toastmaster of the day, shall I take it from here?
Yes, go ahead.
Today we have Toastmaster Shweta from Butterworth Toastmasters doing her project 3 of IP2, which is Innovative Planning Pathway, which happens to be Intro to Toastmasters Mentoring. So the purpose of this project, if I may so say briefly, is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envision mentoring. Also, this purpose of this page is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. So with that timer, please mark 5 to 7 minutes on the clock. Toastmaster Shweta, the ones who made a difference in my life. The ones who made a difference in my life, Toastmaster Shweta. Over to you. All the best.
Before you start, share some notes with the evaluator. Take note that the member completing ending of Toastmasters mentoring. The speech is about a time when maybe from, so in this case it will be her life. The member may discuss any. The speech should not be a report to Toastmasters mentoring project. All right, Shweta, you can go ahead with who made a difference in my life.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, when I was thinking about this topic and when I was thinking about in which part of my life I had mentors, I realized that when I wanted to learn bicycle or motorbike, there was someone who was supporting me. When I wanted to do my engineering workshop models, there was someone who was giving me ideas and tips on how to do. When I wanted to do physical fitness activities, there was someone who was sharing his experiences and giving a push to me to learn and do karate as well as silambam, a South Indian martial art, and other workouts. Yeah, it was my father who gave me push to do the things that I wanted to do. And his support and encouragement provided me and led me in the right direction. He was and he is my mentor who I always look up to. Later, thinking about the time I came from India to Malaysia, one of my friends suggested and asked me to join the Toastmaster Club. And it's a new club. I was a founding member of that. It's a baby club where most of the members don't know about how this Toastmaster goes and they have no experience in it. And also, we didn't have any dedicated mentors to each of our club members. However, they were club mentors. So the first meeting started, and in the first meeting, one of the club mentor mentioned, if anyone wants to do the speech and need help, you can contact me, to all the members. After the meeting, I approached him and I asked him, I want to do the speech in the next meeting, so can you help me? And I shared my ideas. He gave some of his ideas, and I was able to come up with the script. He helped me to review it, and I improved my script based on his feedbacks. And you all know, at the next meeting, I was not just able to give an effective speech, but also I won the best speaker of the day award. Later, another club mentor She inspired me to organize the Toastmaster Club contest. And you know when? Just after 3 months, I joined the first Toastmaster Club. I was really a baby. But then, that time, I realized I was doing these team building activities back in India to my company project teams. Only difference is I know everyone very well and I was very comfortable with them. But here, all are new members. But then there is essence of Toastmaster where we feel very comfortable with our club members. I had such an environment. I was able to share the experiences with the other club members and I gained knowledge about it. Also, the confidence my mentor showed in me helped me to step up and take the role and do it successfully. Now, I shared 3 instances of my life where the first one from my father, then other 2 club mentors. The main thing is what I gained from my mentors. Firstly, from my father, his experiences and his suggestions addressed my challenges and it motivated me to do more, learn more. Nextly, the first club mentor, his suggestions and feedbacks. It helped me to improve my approaches towards the speech, helped me to improve in my performance. Third, from my second club mentor, her trust and confidence in me in turn helped me to grow my self-confidence. And I was able to advance my little known talent, that is organizing the team activity. Last, but is very important, as a mentee, what I was prepared to do. This is very important. The first one is I was willing to learn. I wanted to learn motorbike. I wanted to give speech. And I was willing to consider the feedbacks and I was open for the suggestions and I was open for the new ideas. So I approached the club mentors for help. And the third point is I was accountable for my own growth, my self-growth and development. I took actions for it. So, though we have mentors, mentors are there for us to help us, to guide us, to give suggestions, to guide us in a right way. And as a mentee, you have to go up to them, your willingness with your learning interest, which will help you to grow further. Laila said once, every great achiever is inspired by a great mentor. With a big thank you to all my mentors of my life, I would like to pass over to TOE Ashok. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta, for delivering that wonderful speech to us. Next up, we have a session which is very, very unusual to us. There is a small break right at the middle of the meeting. So without wasting any more time, let's go into the small break. Can we have everyone's mic turned on? I would have really appreciated this. Like as soon as I saw this the break time in the middle, what immediately hit me was smokers would have loved to join your club. Right in the middle of the meeting, they can go out for a small break.
We should have snacks.
That's what. But
Yeah, actually, in physical meetings, we used to have snacks, but now we used to have it virtually.
I have a snack.
Now anytime is snack time with the online setting.